Crafter. My name is Laura. Welcome back, returning subscribers, and welcome new viewers. This is my little corner where I love to sit down and discuss all things knit and crochet. So I hope you all are doing very well. Hope you had a good week last week. I had a busy one, and today I have a very busy day, and in fact I just thought I would pop in here, sit down for a few minutes. I've got so many things going on I need to get done today. I just threw my hair up and thought, well, we're just going to sit down. We're just going to go with it. We're just going to be totally unscripted as usual. I'm just sitting down and sharing with all of you what I make throughout the week. So having a little bit of iced coffee to wake myself up this morning. And I left the windows open, so hopefully the traffic going by will not be too much of an issue. First up, I have a finished object that I'm wearing. And this is just a cute little crop top that I made. It's very cropped, as you can see. I have a long t-shirt underneath it. But this cute little top I made with one skein of Red Heart Granny Square yarn. I don't remember what shade it was. I think it was Lily Pad, and I'm going to clean my glasses because they are very smeary. I cannot see. We've finally gotten back to sunny days, cooler temperatures here in northern Illinois. Today's high is 78 degrees and sunny. I absolutely love it. But yeah, this was made with one skein of that Granny Square yarn. Now it says you'll get 14 squares. I got 15 squares. There is 6 squares in the front, 6 squares in the back, and a square on each shoulder. And what I done was after it was finished, I went around it with a 3-weight acrylic yarn. So it's a little bit less weight than the 4-weight Granny Square yarn. But this is quite easy to make. You just sew 6 of these together for the front. You sew on the shoulders on each side, and then you sew 6 for the back side. As I'll turn around here, if you can see. 6 back here. And it just makes this cute little crop top. And then after that, I take and I do extra granny rows on the sides and then around for the bottom. And then also too, for the arms and for the collar, I decreased a few stitches, and then I crocheted by doing a double crochet in the back. Would be front post double crochet, back post double crochet, to alternate it to make it look like it was a rib stitch. I'm trying to show you for a close up here. If you can see that, looks like a rib stitch there and here. So that's what I finished, and I wore it to church on Sunday, and a lady there at church says, "I love that. I'd love to have one of those." I said, "I'll make you one." So I'm commissioned to make one, and she wanted more brown and earth tones. So I found a yarn for that online, and I'm going to begin that project as soon as the yarn comes. So finished object number 1 is complete. Now for finished object number 2, and this is going to be a commission too. I made this big rug. Big rug, and no, it's not a circle. It started out oval, but then my increases going in the round, it kind of made it look more like a circle, didn't it? Looks like tree rings. I used 2 yarns held double, and one of them is this, and I don't know what this is, by the way. This was a massive cone of yarn. I've used about half of it now. Massive cone of yarn, and I think my son found this at a thrift store somewhere, and it's so incredibly rough and scratchy that it would not make very good wearable anything except maybe a pair of slippers because it is extremely rough. But from what I learned, the rougher the yarn, the more wearability it has, the longer it lasts, the more durable it is. So it's really, really rough, and I thought it would make a good rug. I'm holding that double with this. That's all I got left of that. This was a massive skein of yarn. Oh, I think it was Yarnspirations yarn. I don't have the label. Apologize. But I just held them double and using the single crochet with a US size 6mm or 6mm crochet hook. And I started by chaining 9, and then I just single crocheted in the second chain from the hook, going around and then around and around and around and around, increasing each round. Sometimes I increase a little too much, and that'll give it that little wavy texture, but it's all right. It lays flat. It should straighten out after it's washed and dried. So there's that nice big rug. That's commissioned, and I'm going to make another one for my bathroom because I have a blue bathroom. And I want to use up more of this scratchy yarn here. Oh, my son's back. So anyway, there's that. Those two finished objects. And now for the whips. I'm going to make this a quick one today, so hang tight. I decided to frog this. Now don't get upset. I know the colors are beautiful. I decided to frog this because I just didn't like the striping. Because I discovered that this yarn looks so much prettier as this. A hexie. So I'm making a cardie, a hexie cardie. I sold the purple hexie cardie. I'm sorry you didn't get to see it finished. I know. I do believe I took a couple photos of it, and if I find them, I'll put them here. That was the purple hexie cardie made with Yarnsmith's Play, and that's what this is, Yarnsmith's Play. This is just an autumnal shade. These are quite simple to make, and you can find patterns out there on YouTube all over. I apologize for the traffic. I probably should have closed the windows before I started. And it's 11 o'clock, and traffic gets more intense before the lunch hour. All right, next thing I'm working on is this. It looks like a mess right now. But it's going to be a pillow cover. I've got a little bit more to go, about 8-10 rows to go. Retro 70s, love it. I still have the border to do, which I'm going to do 2 rows of double crochet for the border. I'm making this all out of cotton because I was told that the acrylic yarn was too scratchy for the pillow cover. So I thought, okay, well, I got the solution for that. I'll make one out of cotton. This is a cotton polyester. Just different shades of it. It's Drops Cotton Light. All of this is Drops Cotton Light. Different shades that I have in my stash. Just a chevron stitch. I wanted to do vintage 70s colors. I wanted to do a rust, but I didn't have a rust, so the peach, well, it's all right. It goes together with the greens. There's all my ends all over here, but with this, what I do is I'm losing my stitches. Should have put the clip in before we showed it. Yeah. Here's one with the label. Drops Cotton Light. This was on sale for 85 cents when I bought it. When it goes on sale that cheap, I'll buy a lot. I'm going to check back over there probably in a while to see if they've got any more vintage colors. I like that green. I like that avocado green. I'm looking for a rust and some brown. Those colors I don't have a lot of because I kind of want to make something I got in mind with those vintage colors. Now you can also use Drops Cotton Light for a kitchen cotton too. I have knitted dishcloths with it. It works fine. It makes nice things like that as well. So those are the colors. I'm using a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook for this. So it's kind of open drapey. Only got about 8-10 more rows and I'll be finished with that. And let's see, what else have I got going on? Well, I think I showed you this last time. Gotta be careful when I pull it. It's another Hexie Cardi, but I'm going to see if I can put this one up for sale. Gonna see. And normally when I commission things, I don't ship things. Sorry. Because shipping just costs too much and I would have to charge way too much. Usually it's just local people. But I think that would be nice for a young lady or a woman. Hexie Cardi again, using the, let me pull one out here. And I have to think again what this is because I just lost my train of thought. There was somebody turning around. Traffic, I tell you. Yarnsmith's Lagoon. Yarnsmith's Lagoon. I'm sorry. I mentioned what shade this was on my last podcast. So right now, I'm not sure right off the top of my head what shade this is. But the yarn is from Wool Warehouse, Yarnsmith's Lagoon. Nice shade. I'm using that, and then I'm also using the other shade of the Purple Lagoon. So there are actually 2 different shades of Lagoon on this, because I'm getting into the brown. Where is that other one? Down in here. I have all my projects in this. And I'll carry this around from room to room when I'm working on something. Yeah, I have a little bit. It's down here. Along with hooks, and that's the other. This is Lagoon too. This is Yarnsmith's Lagoon. Okay. That's going on. Now, let's see what else. Oh, I have a start on something in here. Using a 4.5, I do believe. Oh boy. You remember that garage sale yarn that I had? I wound it all up. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the shine on that. This is a merino wool and silk. And I had it in the freezer for a while, and then I rolled it all up. Used my umbrella swift, and just, the way I had it was, I had my umbrella swift set up on the table, and then I had a chair about 4 feet away, and I could sit in the chair and just go like this, you know, rolling. Yeah, that's loud traffic. Sorry. I could sit in my chair and just do this, you know, while the swift was turning, and I was able to sit down and do it, which is nice. But anyway, I'm rambling. I started another shawl, and I want to put all the different colors into it. I started out with this dark jewel tone here. This is a dark teal. And this is a cobalt blue. Very pretty. I also have a dark gray. I'm just going to make myself a shawl from the pattern that I have out there. And if you want to know how to make this, it's beautiful vintage lace here. Just go check out my tutorials, and you'll find it. Yeah, it'll be the one that says vintage lace. I can link it in my description if you wish. But I've got a long ways to go. It'll be a nice fall project. So just a little start. There's that. Now, my knitted piece I did not work on. I have not done any knitting lately. Terrible, I know. It's all tangled in there, too. I have this started, and I need to get back to working on this. I love gold. I really need to get back to knitting this. Too many crochet side projects and not enough knitting in my world. I have a friend from Oklahoma, And she just is so excited right now. She learned how to knit and she's knitting in the round and she's doing great. She's doing great and she's so excited. And I was so happy for her. So hello to you if you're watching, and the hat looks beautiful. Keep going. Traffic again. But anyway, that's that, and it's just, I'm just making up the pattern as I go. It's just a open lace, just a lace shawl. This is the top. Oops. And I'm using hand spun. Oh, that is really tangled now. Hand spun, single ply. I single plied this. I did not want to double ply it. Why should I? I'll get more yardage out of it, and I want the yarn to be thin. And I, as a newbie spinner, I've only been spinning off and on for a few years. My yarn tends to be 4 weight or thicker when I double ply it, and I don't want that. I want a finer yarn. So this is a finer yarn. This is like a 2. It's not a sock weight. It's more lace weight, but it's a thicker lace weight. So I'm just going to use that. And when this is out, I'll just spin more. And then the other knitted thing I have not even touched. Yeah, I'm frogging it out from this, as you have seen last time. And oh my, I think it's buried in here. It's buried at the bottom. And you know what? Because this is the bad thing. This is the bad thing. Projects get tangled in here. Because I have not touched this in over 2 weeks, I now have to go back to the pattern tutorial and watch it all over again, unless I wrote it down. I may check my journal and see if I wrote this down, but if I didn't, I'm certainly going to write it down now, because I know I'm on the row where you do the hole right here, the yarn over. So I'll figure it out. It's an asymmetrical scarf or shawl. I'm going to make a shawl because I've got all this to frog out and it's getting tangled. Plus I've got another 1 or 2 skeins. And I don't know what yarn this is, but it's so soft. It's like a mohair. And I don't even know if it's real mohair, if it's faux mohair, what it is. All I know is it's really soft and it looks like mohair. And what a perfect way to make a scarf, because it feels like it's got a little silk in there. So that's it. That's what I got going on. That's what I've done this week. Try to get doing more knitting this time. Put the crochet down. Yeah. If that happens to me, you know, I will get on a knitting kick to where I'll knit and knit and knit and knit, and then the crochet will just sit. And other times, I'll just want to crochet away, and the knitting will kind of go by the wayside. I wanted to show you some of my hand spun that I done from that. I think it was Corriedale, and I blended it with different fibers. I'm going to go get that, because that's really neat. So hold on. We're just going to keep rolling. You can hear the traffic while I get it from my stash over here. I'm just going to grab the 2. Because I want to do a toe up 2 at a time socks with this. This is wild. This is some wild yarn. And yeah, we're just going to go with single ply, and it's really a little bit underspun there in the beginning, but when I get into it here, but you can see some of that in there is a polyester. And it was just this roving that's braided that you buy, and it's really sold as 100% polyester. It's real silky. It's sold as a super duper 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 jumbo yarn that you can just do rugs and super oversized blankets with using a massive hook or finger knitting or finger crochet. So what I did was I pulled it apart like roving, and I spun it. And it's got some really unique colors in there. It's got some barber pulling in there. And it looks like a double ply, does it not? don't know if you can see. Try to pull some back. It just looks like a... There. Take some off. And this looks like a double ply yarn to me. And it's spun nice and fine. And down here you can see there's darker blues. Now the blue, the light blue here, that is from Corriedale wool that I bought 3 years ago. And I hand dyed it. And I hand dyed it the unconventional way. And you can do this if you're the type of person like me and you really don't want to take the risk of using harsh chemicals or harsh dyes or anything like that, well, you can do like I did. I took my food coloring, which was an all-natural food coloring, and I put the wool in a very hot water, very carefully, and added vinegar to the water. And I'm not sure how much vinegar that you should add to it. Just quite a bit. I would say at least a couple cups, maybe 3 cups of vinegar, white vinegar, to the water. And then you just put in your food color however you like. And I just kind of went along and dotted it and kind of meshed it in. So it's got different shades of blue in there. And yeah, the brown is from the polyester yarn. So it made it a lot softer. It's very unique. So yeah, I'm going to cast on a pair of socks coming up here soon. I want to start them pretty early because in the winter time, my fingers have a tendency to get really cold and stiff due to my age now. So if I'm doing socks, I want to do it while the weather's still warm. So probably next month for this, I'm thinking. So that's everything. And we're almost 23 minutes, so I'm going to end it here, and I'm going to tell you all goodbye and to take care, and I'll see you again next week. Also, in the near future, because I haven't forgot about it, I'm still wanting to go make videos once a month called My Journey. I got a little sidetracked there on vacation, and I haven't really thought about it till recently. I said to myself, I need to be making more healing videos on abuse, on narcissistic abuse, on things like that. So I'm going to keep it on this channel. But for all of my knitters, crocheters that just can't come for the needleworks, I know you're not interested in that, so when you see something titled My Journey episode, just know that that's what it's going to be talking about. And on the next one, I'm really thinking about sharing with all of you my healing journey and how I'm healing through it and things I've done that worked for me and things that maybe you could try and the joys and the blessings that all come from that. So all of you take care, and I will see you again on the next one. And stay cool if you're too hot. Enjoy the last bit of summer because it's going by very quickly. Alrighty, bye friends.